Carol.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Marcos. Carol, did you have your interview?
No, teacher. The interview was canceled.
Well,
Yes.
was put off.
Yeah, exactly. Put off. Yes. But I think the interview will be in the next week. I don't know yet the new date for there.
Okay, so you have one more week to prepare for it.
Yes,
For
exactly.
it, okay? Hello,
Hello, people.
Vitor, you're back. Hello, Marcos. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm all right. How was your weekend, man? Relaxed?
It was okay.
As life in Salvador? It was okay. Did you make up your mind about the crush or girlfriend or not yet?
Not yet.
Ish. Hello, Rosivan, Victor. Hello, guys, listening to me? Hello, Rosivan. Or should I call you Shark? How are you? Good?
I'm fine.
That's good to know. Victor, are you listening to me? Victor? Are you
Can you
listening
hear me?
to me? Yes, I can hear you now. How are
okay.
you? Are you okay?
So good.
Okay.
What about you?
Wow, I'm perfect. Thanks for asking. Okay, in our last class, we saw some, you were not here last class, Josivan
No.
was not here either. We discussed some difficult words and expressions that were about to appear in an article in the New York Times, and today we are supposed to read the article and discuss it, okay?
Yeah.
So
Carol.
without further ado,
Yes, Marcos.
without
Sorry,
How was the
teacher.
interview? Oh, sorry, teacher.
The interview was canceled.
No.
Then I believe
You-
that
you
will be next week.
talk.
Okay.
Yes.
More time to prepare yourself.
Exactly. I need it.
Yes, exactly what I told her. Yes. Okay, so let's read, discuss, talk about, and try to understand something really interesting that happens in the United States and has already, let's say, forced companies to change it. A lot of things, okay? So this article, as I told you, I had to search in the archive, the New York Times, because it was published a long time ago. But the law is even worse now, okay? So things are even more severe now. So let's start with our first lady. Ladies first, the only girl in the class, so you can start.
Okay. Brenda Granbaum and Donna Waldrop are not financiers, corporate raiders, and giants of industry, but the mere mention of their names may send shivers through the corporate chivers through the corporate suits of company that give Christmas and New Year's parties, or sponsor functions that combine business and liquor.
Okay, Carol.
Yes.
But the mere, like mere their names.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, mere. This word forms the.
Mere.
Can get there. My level is low. No problem. No problem. If you want to watch this class, just a moment. I'm talking to someone here.
Okay.
Listen, maybe can learn something. Okay, so let's understand this first paragraph. If you not now time that the article was published, mention this, just mentioning their names would send shivers. Understand shivers?
Yes.
No.
Through the corporate suite. Who said no?
Me. Ah, I know. Sorry. Okay,
Yes, like when you sometimes when it's cold, you shivers like it's cold here. Let's get out of here. Okay. I imagine a Baiano where I live here. Okay, you would have shivers all the day.
continue.
It's true. It's pretty cold up here. So the mere mention of the names would send shivers through the great suites of company that give Christmas and New Year's parties or sponsor functions that combine business and liquor because of the lawsuits the companies received from them. Okay? Marcos, get to the second paragraph.
Okay. Miss
Miss,
Greenbaum,
Mrs.
Mrs. Mrs.
Yeah,
Greenbaum.
was married.
Ah, okay. Mrs. Greenbaum and a nurse in Boca Raton, Fla, said her 30,
Florida.
Florida, okay. Said her 23 years old son, Raymond Fields, was killed 6 years ago by a drunken driver returned home from a business and social gathering.
Gathering.
3 months ago, she won an 800,000 dollars $800,000 judgment against the company that employed the driver.
Okay. Marcos, go to the second line and observe. Mrs. Green Laton, Florida, said her 23-year-old son, you pronounce it 23 years old.
Ah, yes.
That
True.
yet here, 23-year-old observed the use of the hyphen 23-year-old. This is used as an adjective to modify the words. Adjectives in English have no plural. You cannot say 23 years, okay? You have to use with the hyphens, keep it in the singular, okay?
Okay. 23.
It's just like if you ask me, how long does it take you to drive to work? Oh, it's a 30-minute drive. 30-minute. You see, 30-minute is modifying drive. Of course, to say it takes me 30 minutes, then I use minutes, okay? But a 30-minute drive, okay? Understand this paragraph. Any question?
No.
No.
Social gathering.
Sure. Social gathering.
It's like a meeting.
Understand this? It's more like a party, but it's between a gathering and a party is that usually a party you're celebrating something. When you're just calling friends over for drinks, for a pizza or something like that, you can call it a gathering, okay?
Like for having a pint.
Yes, exactly. Just to have a pie or to share a pizza or something, you know. You're not celebrating anything. That's the difference, understand? Usually you have a birthday party, inauguration party. A gathering is just a meeting, but not to talk about business, only to have fun, okay? You can have a gathering in your house, okay?
Okay.
Vit, can you read the next part for us, please? Let me move this because I can't see it. Okay.
So, sorry, me?
Can you read it for us?
Okay.
I want to quote in America.
I wanted corporate America to get the message that they had to be accountable, she said. I still have a lot of unresolved grief, but maybe some of those executives will think about this and realize that I could have been their loved ones who got killed.
Okay. Any problem, any vocabulary problem about these or no? Oh, Vitor, Mari, Marcos.
No.
Grief.
No.
What?
Sorry, teacher. Grief.
Grief is like a bad feeling that you inside of you, something that sort of suffocates you. Understand?
Okay.
Especially as a consequence of someone's death. Okay? So she still has a lot of unresolved grief. Maybe some of those executives will think about these and realize that it could have been their loved ones who got killed. Okay? No problem.
Thank you.
Now, Carol, read the next part. As for Donna
Waldrop of AULAS text, there is still a bitter edge in her voice when she talks about her husband, Dudley, who was killed nearly 4 years ago as he was driving home from a night of what she said was business-related drinking. Last month, she and her husband's 3 children reached an 11 million out-of-court settlement with his employer, a Fort Worth beer distributor.
Carol, they got 11 out-of-court settlement. Can you believe this?
Out of court. No, I don't believe it.
Yes. They didn't even go into trial, right?
Oh my gosh.
The company just paid her off. Yes, the company paid her off at the conciliation to stop there. They didn't even want to face trial. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
All right?
Yeah.
Any vocabulary about this or no?
No.
Is there any problem? Vitor, Mario, Carol, Marcos?
No.
No, that's fine.
Texas, right?
Texas, yes. They always abbreviate the states. Texas, like Flaw is Florida, okay?
But sorry, Marcos.
You read Texas.
Yes, read Texas.
Yeah, you said
Or not?
Texas.
Tex can be?
No, Texas.
Texas, okay.
No, Texas, yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's very common to abbreviate the name using only 3 letters for all the states, okay? But you have to say it aloud, full name, okay?
Okay.
So, Carol, just finish this part here. If they're going to sound...
Okay. If they are going to send them out drinking and expect them to drive, they ought to take a responsibility. Miss Waldrop said. Mrs. Waldrop said.
Yeah.
Mixing drinking business.
Oh, let me try something for you here. This is the abbreviation for
Mr.
That is usually married or single.
Yeah.
I pronounce that is used for a
Mrs.
married
Woman.
woman. This I say miss. That's used for a woman.
Single
And they're in
woman.
English, not in Portuguese. In English, there is another abbreviation that is MS. We pronounce Ms. That is used for a married or single.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the United States a few years ago? Women were argued that they were always discriminated on the basis of marital status. Because imagine, I would visit your company, Carol, and somebody would, Mrs. Carol, this is Mr. Passarelli. By saying Mr. Garcia, Mr. Passarelli, Mr. whatever, can you discover if I'm married or single?
No.
No.
No, because Mr. can be a married, I can call like Mr. Paixão or Mr. Lelis. I don't know if they're married or single, right?
Yeah.
So Mr. was an abbreviation used to refer to a man. But the introduction was, Mr. Garcia, this is Mrs. Carol.
Mm.
Time, it was like on your forehead, married. So I would say, oh, Jesus. No drinks after the meeting. She's married, understand? No, you can say it's funny. Yes, I think it's funny. But what happened? Women said, no more. We are tired of this marital discrimination. And so they coined a new abbreviation that is always used in business nowadays. In business, we never use Mrs. or Miss.
Because you don't know.
No, I don't know, and that's not important. It doesn't matter.
Yes, yes.
I'm doing a business visit to your company, understand? So if the guy had mentioned, for example, Mr. Passarelli, this is Miss Carol, I would immediately think, she's single. Maybe some drinks after business, okay? But no more. This doesn't exist anymore. Today is only Mr. and Ms.
Is
These two words, these two abbreviations disappeared. This is what they use nowadays. Mr. and Ms. I write emails or letters every day. Dear Ms. Fuentes, dear Ms. Anzola, dear Ms. whatever. Understand? I don't know, I don't care, and I don't want to know if they're married or single. I'm doing business. It's not a Tinder contact that I got. Right, Marcos?
Right. You are completely right.
Thank you. Marcos, can you read the other part? Even though...
Okay. Even though the two cases do not yet have the weight of legal precedents,
The weight.
Of legal precedents, together they have gained the attention of many companies. Some fear that the cases may represent the legal age of a trend toward hold companies legally liable when drinking and doing business are mixed.
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 Yeah. Yeah, you pronounce like this. Mixed. Okay?
Okay. Mixed.
Any problem about this or no? Carol, any problem? Victor, any problem?
No.
I think no.
Okay. When this article was published, the two cases had no legal precedent, but today they do. Understand? That's what I told you. Things have changed. So if you just mention, in the case of Mrs. Waldrop versus Texas State, blah, 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 you win. Understand? because today they have
Sure.
these, they can be used as a legal precedent. Oh, Victor, can you read the other part to be sure?
Yes, to be sure, the number of alcohol-related automobile deaths has declined in the last 10 years to 39.7% of all accident deaths in 1990, from 46.3% in 1982. But at the same time, courts throughout the country have been broadening the liability of bears. The hosts of private parties where liquor has been served, and now to companies paying for liquor at business functions.
Okay, let's understand this paragraph because probably this is the most important. This shows that the number of automobile deaths declined a lot from 46.3 to 39.7, but it's still high, okay? As a consequence of DUI. Remember, DUI. That's the abbreviation used in movies in English for driving under, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, driving under influence. This influence can either be of alcohol or drugs. It's the same. It's DUI. Many times you see a guy in prison and you see the guy asking, why are you doing time here? Oh, I was caught DUI. They only say this, okay? I was driving under influence. And that can send you to jail for some time. So the number has dropped, but at the same time, the courts throughout the country have been broadening. Understand the verb to broaden, Victor?
No.
No.
It's like wide, like
Widening, yes, widening, broadening, like Broadway. What does it mean of Broadway? It's a very large, wide street in New York, okay?
yeah.
So the verb, broad is the adjective, broaden is the verb. They have been broadening the liability. That means amplifying the liability of bars. We talked about this last class, okay, Marcos and Carol?
Yes.
Look at the next. The hosts of private parties. Oh, this is the problem. That's why I told you that today, when you give a party, they always use the abbreviation BOB. Remember the BOB?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, for
Sorry.
Victor that
What's-
was not here. BOB,
Yes.
when you receive an invitation to go to a private party in the United States, the invitation, either by WhatsApp or email or even a formal invitation letter, brings the letter, the anachronism BOB, which means bring on booze. That means bring your own drink. Booze means anything which contains alcohol. Any kind of spirits, beer, wine is booze. Understand? So,
Yeah.
why are they doing this? To avoid being liable for any accident that you can have after the party. Because in the United States, if I invite you to my house for a barbecue and I serve you some caipirinhas, some beer, and then some whiskey, you get drunk, and on the way back home, you crash your car, I am responsible for that because I served you the drinks, understand? So
Yes.
when I write BOB, even if you take a 6-pack of Itaipava and you drink my 6 Heineken, which is what Brazilians usually do, it's not a problem because I can prove that you drank your own booze. Understand? It was in the invitation. Okay?
Perfect.
All right. That's why every time in movies, when we see a guy going to someone's house for dinner, he always takes a bottle of wine. Maybe they don't open that wine. They drink another wine, but he took his own wine. Understand? So
Yeah.
that's why they write this B-O-B. So private parties where liquor has been served, and now to companies. Now they extended the liability to companies. Okay, even companies have to pay. Okay?
Well, very
Yes.
severe.
Oh, just wait until the end of this. You are not going to believe. Who's going to read it now? Carol again? In the
No,
80s?
no.
Carol.
Yes. In the 80s?
In the 80s, the focus in these cases was on the liquor license. The bar or restaurant which sold the liquor to the person who went out and had an accident, said Ronald Bateman, a Massachusetts lawyer and expert on liquor liability. The court said that those establishments had a debt and responsibility in those cases, but the corporation got through the 80s unscathed. Unscathed? The pronunciation?
Unscathed.
Unscathed. These cases are telling them that in the 80s,
90s, in the 90s,
they are going to be subject to the same sort of scrutiny and that they have a special debt.
Okay, Carol, scrutiny.
Scrutiny. Okay.
Yeah, and they have a special duty.
Duty, yes, duty.
Like duty free.
Duty free. Okay.
Yes, the same word, obligation.
Yes, it always I pronounce it wrong, this word, duty.
Yeah, because in Brazil we say duty free.
Dutch, exactly.
Yeah. But in English it's duty free.
Like a guy from the Netherlands, Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch. Yeah, a Dutch. Yeah, that's the language, the horrible language is spoken there. Oh my gosh. Okay. In the 80s, remember, I told you that if you are in a bar in any state, in any city in the USA, and you get drunk, the owner of the bar is supposed to call a taxi, pay for the taxi, and send you home. This has been going on for more than 20 years. Because in case of an accident, he would be 100% liable, right?
Okay.
But what happened? In the 80s, the companies were never liable in case of an employee getting drunk after a business meeting and driving. But things changed in the 90s, okay? So now they have a special duty, obligation. Understand? This is what this paragraph was about.
What is unscathed?
Unscathed.
It's difficult, this word.
Yes, it means they got through the 80s unscathed. That means without any harm. They didn't have any loss, okay?
Okay.
You can say, teacher, my weekend was terrible. I crashed my car. Did you hurt yourself? No, I got out of the car unscathed, but the car was destroyed. Understand?
Yes, unscathed.
Yes, that means you didn't suffer anything. Understand?
Yes.
I had a very serious car accident a few years ago. The car was totally destroyed. The insurance company gave me a new car, but I opened the door and of course, I needed to force the door a little bit, but I walked out unscathed.
Oh,
okay, I could. Yes, but the car was a Volvo. okay? A Volvo, just for
It's
you to
better.
have an
The most
idea.
safe car of the world.
Yes,
Search for
I-
a safest.
I had always been told that my car was very safe, and I only discovered it was very safe after I destroyed the car, understand? Because, no, it was practically a double collision. I was coming back home in the middle of a curve. There were two trucks, one trying to pass the other. So when I saw, I was in the middle of the curve and there was a truck on my lane.
Oh my gosh.
So I stepped in the brake and I just steered out of the truck. But there was no shoulders on the road. Here in Minas, the shoulders are inexistent, understand? And then what happened? The truck just passed by me, just cutting through my car, like from the front of it to the end of it, on my side.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought, oh, I'm safe. But what was the problem? There were a lot of grass, high, tall grass and bushes on the shoulders, right? And in the middle of the bushes, there was a huge rock. Okay, a huge. And I hit front collision to the rock. At the impact, all the airbags, there were 16 of them. They popped up like boom, 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 boom.
16.
16, yes.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It was all over, in the front, on the sides, in the back of the car, all of them popped up. And I couldn't believe I was okay. And the most amazing thing, I still remember, and I think I'll never forget, I was listening to a CD. I forgot the name of that guy that plays the trumpet very well. I forgot his name. But the interesting thing is the car was destroyed, but the CD continued playing. Understand? It didn't even skip the track. It continued playing. But when I hit the rock, the car was kind of turned to the side, almost half of it in the middle of the road. Then I got out of the car because I was in the middle of a curve, and I thought, if other cars are coming, they will hit the back of my car. Yes.
Yeah.
And then another driver stopped on the other side. The guy ran towards me to check to see if I was okay. And he said, oh, I will try to stop the traffic or there is going to be more accidents. And then he just made the curve and tried to stop the traffic. Can you imagine what was the first vehicle coming?
No, another Volvo?
No, it was an armored car from Brinks. You know that car that transports money?
Yes.
And he made signs like, stop, stop, stop. Do you think the guy stopped? They accelerated.
Of course not. Yes.
The guy stepped in the gas, and when he entered the curve, there was my car there. So what happened to the back of the car? It was also destroyed, the back of the car. Understand?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So the car was practically compacted, understand? No, it was terrible because I didn't even get to see the car again because I called insurance. The insurance said, oh, there is no Volvo repair shop or dealer in Minas. So we'll have to bring your car to São Paulo. But when we got there, I just got a call saying, hey, total loss. It's impossible to recover anything, understand? But I was out unscathed, understand?
Unscathed.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Thanks God, no?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And but unfortunately, I couldn't get another Volvo to replace that, understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount I received was not enough to buy a new Volvo, but I got another good car. Okay, Vitor, can you, Vitor or Marcos now? I don't know. I'm confused. Is it Marcos?
I think
Marcos.
yeah.
Marcos, read the part starting with J.A. Winston.
Okay. J Wei Wiston, director of the Harvard Alcohol Project at the University's School of Public Health, said, "The message here is that if the company pays for the alcohol, they have a duty and responsibility in the event of an accident. The implication is that every isolated instance of business drinking constitutes constitutes corporate drinking, and by
Corporate.
corporate drinking, and by putting the company's deep pockets at risk, that means it might spur change."
Okay, Marcos, it's only isolated.
Isolated.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now, any question about this part? Carol,
Peter, I
Vitor,
forgot
Mari.
what it means spur change. I forgot. I really forgot.
Stimulate, make changes happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? This word?
Stimulate changes, make
Okay,
changes
okay.
happen. Vitor, can you read the other part? In interviews,
In interviews, corporate meeting planners said companies have long been aware for the risks inherent in alcohol consumption linked to the job. Many, they say, have long since changed policies and practices to cut down on drinking at the business meeting, and some have canceled seasonal parties and celebrations altogether.
okay. Any problem about this or no?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Carol, it's you again.
A survey by the Harvard Alcohol Project showed that the Procter & Gamble Company, the Campbell Soup Company, and the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company are among many large corporations that have eliminated Christmas or holiday parties because they are concerned about employee drinking. Other companies, among them the International Business Machines Corporations, the State Farm Mutual Mobile, Automobile Insurance Company, and General Motors Corporation still hold the parties, but substitute cake and coffee or fruit baskets and other food items for alcohol.
Okay. Any problem here?
No.
Do you know what company this is? International Business Machines?
No.
Marcos,
Yeah, I know.
which company
IBM.
is this? IBM.
It's true.
Nobody uses the full name, but
Yeah.
IBM is International Business Machines.
This is machine.
Okay?
General Motors is another one. It's very famous. General Motors.
General Motors is probably the biggest and largest company in the world, I think. Okay, if they have not lost their place, they might still be the largest company in the world. Okay?
Like Procter and Gamble is P&G.
Yeah.
PG, yes.
PG.
P&G.
Yeah.
P&G, yes.
P&G.
Yeah. Yes, P&G. Yeah, here are some of the top American companies, okay? If they have not canceled completely, they just serve cake, coffee, fruit baskets, or biscuits, and things like that. No more alcohol, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Victor, can you read the other part? Kate Dan,
a meeting planner with Cincinnati Bell Information Systems, said the company now limits the liquor available at business functions, both because its employees have a greater health employees have a greater health consciousness, and because the company is more conscious of costs. Whole new can of worms.
Any problem about this part?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. This expression, Victor, we talked about last class. Can of worms means if you open it, unexpected things might happen. Understand? So they are cutting down, if not cutting completely, the consumption of alcohol at business parties or business meetings in order to avoid accidents, because they're being liable for any accident involving their employees. Okay?
Okay.
Read the other part. But Serena Laser,
Me again?
yes,
But Serena Laser, who was a meeting planner for the Data General Corporation, a software company based in Westboro, Mass.
Borough, Westboro,
Okay. Mass said
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts said the Florida and Texas cases open up a wholly new can of worms.
Yes, because up to that point, the Florida and Texas case were the first cases that involved the companies being held liable for accidents caused by their employees driving under influence. And both companies lost money, understand? So after that, things started changing, okay? Any other question about this or no?
No.
No.
Carol, Mr. Bateman.
Mr. Bateman, the Massachusetts lawyer, said he has been getting calls from corporate lawyers seeking his advice on what they shouldn't do in light of the Florida and Texas cases. Even if the Florida decision is overturned on appeal, he said it has made an indelible impression on corporations and influenced the way they think about these issues.
Okay. Oh, let's understand this. There are some legal terms here. Carol, she might have understood, but maybe Marcos and Victor know.
I'm
You see,
trying to
this
figure out.
guy, this guy is a lawyer, okay, a famous lawyer. People are calling him to get advice, seeking legal advice on what they should do in relation to the Florida and Texas case, in the light of the Florida and Texas case. Even if the Florida decision is overturned on appeal, that means they lost. The company lost and they had to pay, but they could appeal. Understand?
Okay.
And maybe it would go to the Supreme Court and blah, blah, blah. But even if the decision is changed, overturned on appeal, it has already made an impression that is impossible to be deleted, that's impossible to be erased. That is the idea of indelible impression on corporations and influence the way they think about this. Okay, so they will never revert this situation. Okay, Marcos,
Okay.
can you read this next one, please?
Of course.
43 states
43 states and the District of Columbia have passed laws of the courts have
repeatedly found
the negligent commercial servers of alcohol can be held liable in some accidents by the intoxicated patrons. A recent survey by the National
survey.
Thanks. A recent survey by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found 23 states extended the same liability to non-commercial sets and to social hosts.
That is what I told you. Private parties in your house.
Okay, social hosts. But in 12 of the 30 states, social hosts can only be held liable if they serve alcohol to minors. Minors, okay. And in at least 3 states, Missouri, Washington,
Colorado,
and Colorado, The courts have specifically said that social hosts and by extension, corporate hosts cannot be considered in the same way as those who sell drinks, the Florida case.
Okay, any problem about this or no?
No.
Yes, by now, all the states have similar laws. Whoever serves the alcohol, either if it's a bar owner, a business corporation, or a private host is liable for any consequences that might happen. Except the only way you can get your ass out of the line is if in your invitation you had the BOB, okay?
But like in this phrase, if I get the idea, he said, but in 12 of those 23 states, social hosts can only be held liable if they
serve alcohol to minors. Yes.
To minors. So they can serve alcohol, but they just held liable if they serve to minors.
Yes, it's true, but only in 12, okay?
Okay.
Yes, but the drink age in the United States is a serious matter. In most states, it's like 21, okay? So that's
18.
Yes, okay, so if you serve a beer for a guy who is 19 or 20, who is in your house, and the guy crashes the car, you're liable, okay?
Okay.
Well, guys, we still have a lot more to read, but no time, okay? Can you finish reading this? I know it's already available in our website, and tomorrow we just discuss this and we go to a new topic. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, perfect.
Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow then at the same time, okay? Have a nice
Okay,
evening.
thank you
and I'll
so
see
much.
tomorrow.
See
Thank
you.
you for watching the class.
See ya.
Bye-bye. See you.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.